punt.
Best offensive player and their best defensive player.
Welcome to the Outback Sports podcast. Take it away, Turn.
I want to tell you about our poor Maltese,
Where Garts and Murph can't pick their nose.
where Maltese come to go and die.
We can't find a winner and we don't know why.
Errol Parks and Wilday all cost me this week.
It's beyond a joke, now our betting reeks.
What a big shit show,
Our Maltese blow.
an all-time low.
Oh no, 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 no.
And we
Lost
lost
again. We lost again. We lost again. When will it end? We lost again. We lost again. We lost again. When will it end?
Rightio. How did we find that song, Turn? Some of our best work, I reckon?
Well, I think at least we're getting better, mate. Our Maltese aren't, but our songwriting is.
Yeah, we're getting plenty of practice. I was about to say.
Now that I've taken over writing the songs and not letting you do it, we're getting better. It doesn't help that you're tone deaf, but we'll work on that, mate. I'll turn you into a musician by the time we're done.
I never claimed to be a great singer. I never thought I would be singing in my life, but here we are. So, mate, how's your week been so far? Are you trucking?
Yeah, pretty standard, mate. Just working, footy training last night. That's about it, really. Nothing exciting at the moment. Me dog had her debut at the dog park today. That's about as exciting as my world's got so far this week.
I've seen your dog as well, and she runs. Should keep you busy, so no doubt she
Loves it.
definitely gave the park a good workout. How dangerous, we were literally just talking off camera before, we're 6 weeks away from the NFL season kicking off. How crazy is that?
Massive, yeah. Keen as. I don't want to talk about it too much though, Jamie, because I'm going to touch on it later.
Okay, all right, we'll save that one for later. What do we got on for today's program anyway?
Today's program, we've got our stock standard, our normal run sheet across the end zone. A few little things to touch on there across a few various sports. We're bringing back Outcast from the end zone.
Yeah,
We're
needed too.
We're going to banish someone. The intern on, and then our multis. But we've got two special guests, the two newest members of the Outback Sports community. Big Jakey de Vere, big tickle monster, and Darby McGuigan.
Old tickler saunas, they're calling him. Old sweaty.
Oh, yeah, sweaty saunas. I would not want to share a sauna with the big tickle monster.
There's only room for one when he's in there, I reckon. But yeah, we're looking forward to him to sharing a bit about Outback to Octagon and what they're doing there. And also, as you touched on, who's running Outback to football and killing it just quietly. So, yeah, without further ado, mate, let's hit the stinger for Across the End Zone.
We cross live to three blokes with absolutely zero sources.
Rightio, I'm going to kick it off with ESPN. Mate, not a good week to be working at ESPN. Have you seen the amount of firings?
I have no idea what this is. I only know it because you put it in our run sheet. So this will be news to me. So let's have it.
Mate, they have got the wood chopping axe out and just bang, gone, bang, gone, bang, gone. They're like me with coaches, mate. Just swinging the axe.
Had enough.
Yeah, had enough. It's all this week as well. So some of the bigger names I'll touch on. Tom Paracello. Don't make me say that name twice.
We'll go with that.
Yep, he's been axed, the reporter there. Cam Newton got fired from ESPN.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. Got the arse, which I hate to see. I don't mind a bit of. I love Cam.
I was just say I like Cam.
Yeah, you can't hate Cam, can you? Plenty of Cam Newton content is coming out tonight over in a few reels. Keep an eye out for that. And the big one, mate. This is the massive one I want to touch on. Was Ryan Clark was fired mid-show, literally in the middle of a show. But people are speculating a lot on this one, but he had a massive go at Peter Schrager. Literally, he said something that apparently is very frowned upon in the industry, is saying Peter Schrager had an opinion and he said, mate, the only reason why you think that is because you weren't a player. And basically attacked him, and the whole show sort of blew up and they had their words and whatnot. They went to an ad break. They came back and Ryan Clark wasn't there.
Wow.
And they're officially saying that they just let him go and it was just a part of a lot of axings, but
Suspect.
not great timing there for Ryan Clark. We put up a reel, so if you want to see the moment he was let go, definitely jump on and have a look at that one. But I guess in some better news and some career extending news, we had Jordan Brooks, the linebacker from Miami Dolphins. He signed a 3-year, $51 million deal. That is a good pay packet for a linebacker, but led the league in tackles last year, had an absolute ripping year.
I was about to say, like, Miami have got a guy there, like, had to make sure they locked him down. So it's a massive win for both him and the Dolphins.
Boy, they need some defense as well.
Yeah, and probably a bloke that can throw the ball, but we won't.
Mate, Malik Willis.
We won't rag on the Dolphins just yet until the season gets started.
I like Malik. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
The Dolphins are going to suck this year.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing playoffs, are they?
No.
Certainly not playing playoffs.
But yeah, in other news, in extensions and signings, Tassie have got their first coach, Kenny Hinkley. So massive for Tassie to get Kenny locked away. He signed a 5-year deal. I reckon it's massive for Tassie. I reckon he's a great person to get. You see, a lot of like the media and that sort of thing that's come out since then is like ex-players saying that they loved playing under him, guys that played with him said that how good of a football brain he was to play with. He's a leader of men. I think he's the perfect fit for him.
I've gone full circle with Kenny Hinkley over the last probably 18 months. I couldn't stand him, especially when
because he told Guinea to get on the plane.
Yeah, that was the moment that really I was never a fan of Ken since then. But
that was the moment I liked him.
Yeah, well, that probably makes sense. But tell you what, since he's joined like the media, I'm spewing we're gonna lose him commentating games and special comments on games because like he's an absolute ripper. He's so passionate. I 100% agree. I think this is the right coach for Tassie, and yeah, I think that 5-year deal gives him plenty of time to get them up and running and a good chance at it. And yeah, I wish him all bit success.
100%. I've got a bit of audio too. Have you heard his local footy pre-3/4 time rev up? Have you ever heard that one?
No,
This is one of the greats. Strap yourself in and listen to this. So this is what Tassie have got coming for them.
And folks, want to achieve right from the start, right from the very start. When I come to the club, we wanted to get somewhere. We wanted to take something. Right? That's what you wanted. Now you've got it staring at you. You've got it looking right you in the eye right now. We talked about it. We worked our way through it. We prepared you for the game. We got you right. We give you every chance to run this game out. Now, you've got to give it back to us. You've got to want to give it back to everyone standing around this group now. You've got to want to take this thing and really drive it home. Drive the game home with controlled, hard footy. Controlled, hard footy. No one panic, be calm. And remember, most of all, what gives them the right to say Bell Park's got nothing left? Bullshit. Remember that. We decided Bell Park, they got nothing to play for. Be stuffed, we got nothing to play for. Right now.
Point me to a brick wall and I'll fucking run through it right now.
Give me the nearest brick wall. You can just tell too, like the moment as he's building and building, you know it's good when the players go, fucking hell, come on. And you can hear the murmurs start to build and build. That, I don't know what the results were from that game, but Bell Park had to have won.
They didn't win that. That is fucking crazy. That was one, I've never heard that before. That is an absolute ripper.
I hadn't heard it till during the week either. So hats off to Tassie. They've got a guy. Yeah, massive for the state of Tasmania.
Also got a gun on the socials as well. The Tassie social's been flying, eh?
100%, yeah. And then we'll move across, still in the footy realm, the King twins, Ben and Max. Two different stories here. So Max is making his return to AFL footy, straight into the seniors after that. I think it was a hamstring he did in the VFL. They've just gone, righto, he's coming straight in. It's his first game in like 2 years. So
a long time.
Not rushing him back, so to speak. Like you'd imagine they wouldn't be picking him if he wasn't right, but he'll make his return to AFL footy, which I'd like to get your thoughts on.
I hope he gets a clean run at it. Yeah, he was originally drafted before Ben King and showed a lot of promise early on, but my word, he hasn't been able to stay on the park. Like, I feel really bad for him. And I think he's one of those guys, if he does get a clear run at it, genuinely could be a top 3, top 5 key forward, if not number 1, at some point in his career. And the Saints bloody need it as well, to say the least, because they've got old Cooper Sharman holding down full forward there. It's looking a bit dire.
Well, and I think that's sort of part of the reason too. Like King comes in, and it probably means that he takes the best defender and might let Sharman get a bit of freedom, sort of thing. As you said, I hope he gets through. It's good for the Saints to have their key. Like, he's their main man, down there. So it's good to have him finally back. And that's the thing. Like, as a key forward, you've got plenty of years to play footy. It's just the one part that will worry me is it's obviously going to be quicker than VFL. So how he's have to leading at full strength, full speed. You know, he can't just sort of coast his way through. He's going to have to be fit and firing from the go. So, but then moving over to Ben, and you'll be very happy with this. Ben has officially nominated Hawthorn as his destination club that he'd like to be traded to.
Pretty stoked about this one, mate. I think it's when I first saw it, I was very excited and very up and about. Now I sort of think about it, I'm like, well, it probably means we're going to lose Mitch Lewis. There's no way that we're going to have both of them, but that's probably the right thing. Ben King's 2 years younger than Mitch Lewis. And I mean, Ben King's probably going to win the Coleman this year. So you're pretty happy with that swap. I think, there's a lot of criticism that's gone on to Ben King this year, but Gold Coast haven't been flying and he's still leading the Coleman. So I think in our colours, he could be anything really. He could be absolutely dominant. So I'm very happy with that one, mate. It wasn't cross when I saw that. That's for sure.
Exactly right. Well, that's the main thing now. Like, you will have to obviously part ways with Mitch Lewis, and Gunston's the other one. Like, I don't know. He's playing good footy, but do you think he plays again next year? If not, he's probably only got 1 year more, you'd imagine. So, it's obviously massive for the football club, but you're going to probably lose 2 in the process. So
it makes sense. Like, we're going to lose Gunston regardless. I think 100% he goes around next year. And that's going to be a bit dicey in terms of players that are missing out. You'll probably see Kalshadir not get a go for a whole season, but then after Gunny moves on, that sort of third tall spot will fill up again, and hopefully Kalsha can step into that. And I love the Charles Royce. He just stays in no matter what. He's just the X factor. He puts the pressure on. If you ever want to see a key forward lay tackles, watch Marby or Chol for a whole game of footy. He's a ripper.
And if you ever want to see a key forward just not really give a fuck about what they're doing on a football field, watch Marby or Chol. He is up there with the most frustrating players to watch, I reckon, because he is a star. But sometimes he don't give a fuck.
Bit of a Jimmy Harlan. That's how I compare him to. He just looks like he just mopes around and then all of a sudden, bang.
Takes a big mark, but then we'll have a set shot from 50 off 3 steps. And
I love him. I feel like you got to have players like that. So, well, without further ado, mate, should we get the big Tickleberry on? What do you reckon?
Let's have our first guest of the evening.
Rightio, the big tickler. We've brought him back on, Jakey de Vere. This is an exciting one. We're not necessarily getting the UFC news tonight, but as we have sort of mentioned, Turn, we've kicked off a new page, Outback to Octagon, and wouldn't be good if me and you were running that page, would it?
Shit, no. I couldn't tell you the first thing about punching people.
No, 100%. Well, I've seen you do that a few times. You've hit me in the arm a few times. I think maybe you'd go all right. But
playing football's a bit different than a ring with someone.
That's it. But our man, Jake de Vere, the big tickler, he knows plenty about UFC. So we've brought him on and he's running Outback to Octagon. So welcome, Jakey.
Thanks, lads. Thanks for having me.
Mate, absolute pleasure. So, mate, tell us a little bit about how you've stepped in and joined the Outback crew.
Yeah, I've just always loved the UFC. Been watching it for a while now. I get right into it pretty much every Sunday, watch it. And then, the opportunity came up. Jamie gave me a call one day and said, hey, mate, we're looking to extend the brand. So you're a bit of a UFC nuffy. And then at first I was a bit, I don't know that I've got the time because I run my own personal page as well, plus work. And then sort of just sat on it for a bit and thought, fuck, there's no harm in just giving it a crack and hopping on with the boys. You know, they got a good system going. You know, they've been plenty of help already, showing me the ropes, how to do the videos. And I just said, bugger it, let's give it a crack and hop on board and see where we can take this thing. And I'm wrapped I've done it. Although the last few days been a bit busy, but life sort of gets in the way sometimes. But it only goes up. So I'm keen. I'm looking real forward to seeing what we can do with the page and help it grow.
That's it, mate. We're going to absolutely get these pages humming, and I cannot wait till we get to the point where the whole Outback Sports sort of community, we've got massive pages here and there, and we've got genuine experts that are actually talking about the sport. So we're excited to see what you're going to do with it, mate. Tell us a little bit about how you sort of got into UFC and how that became your passion. Because since I've known you, I remember when we went to, do you remember when we were at Radio Row and we're walking through, me and this bloke have no idea. Tickler's pointing out, oh, I know this guy. He's a UFC fighter. I know this guy. And then Rampage Jackson walked past and I see him and I'm like, I know him from somewhere. No clue he was. Tickler walks straight up to him and Rampage goes, you're a big motherfucker.
Yeah. No, the sort of love for it was just my mates group would always catch up on a Sunday morning and watch the fights, and I just thought, bugger it, I want to go down, hang out with the lads, and every Sunday pretty much that there's a fight on, we're just down there watching the fights, and then as you watch more and get a bit more invested, you learn people, and then you go home and watch highlights and all that. So yeah, sort of just grew from watching it with mates, and then never really stopped. So yeah, we're pretty much every Sunday watching it together as a mates group and dissecting it together. And a few of us have started doing a bit of martial arts or stuff like that. I got a few of them doing kickboxing, Muay Thai and all that, and then I do a bit of boxing. So no, we all just loved it and got into it and haven't looked back. So it's been great.
Beautiful, mate. And you personally, how have you found like the transition and becoming part of the Outback Sports family?
It's been pretty easy, to be honest. Like, obviously, because I was with you guys in San Fran, so the relationship was sort of already there. But just like with the quality of work and the stuff that I'm trying to put out, like Adam and Jamie have been teaching me and giving me tips and pointers on how to make things more viewable, keep viewers in, and how to really make a video like to its full potential. And I've even used some of those things that they've taught me in my own personal account. So it's been awesome. So it's helping me with my personal account as well. So it's been awesome. Adam and Jamie have been great. So it's good.
No, I appreciate your kind words, mate. I'm like, the big thing is like, we want the main thing to be, let's help grow your brand and help grow you, not necessarily for me and Adam and Aiden as well. Like, it's all about how can we all sort of grow and potentially do better and make more impact. So, mate, we're so happy to have you on board. Make sure you're following Outback to Octagon, especially if you love UFC. If you want to get your best UFC highlights, all your UFC news, that's where you're going to find it. You don't want to hear me and Turn talking about it because it means we know absolutely nothing. But we're going to definitely have Tickler back on to talk us through the UFC cards because we know there's a lot of listeners that absolutely froth it out there. So thanks for joining us, Jakey. Where can the people find you on your personal page as well?
Thanks for always having me. The personal page is the Big Jakey D. Get on Outback to Octagon. We're really going to try ramp up the content, try get a few more out each day. And we got a big card this weekend. Well, not a big card, it's another fight night, but that's going to be another exciting card. There's an Aussie on it, Steve Urseg, who's really exciting, looking like coming up the ranks. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. And if you want a bit of luck with the Outback Sports community, want to actually get a bit of winnings, follow my tips because I've gone 5 for 5 last week on the UFC. So if you actually want to make some money, hop on the Outback to Octagon page to look at what I'm putting together because I'm 1 for 1 while these boys are 1 for 10.
I was going to mention that he did have a good one, but then I thought I didn't want to tarnish our things. I'm actually 2 from 5, thank you very much, Tickler. So I'm not going
Sorry,
back
mate.
But the big fella's 1 from 10.
Yeah, 1 from 10, 2 from 5, 1 from 1. I know who I'd be following for my tips from now on. But, fair crack to you, boys. Don't mind it. Keep it up.
All right, mate. Well, you can bugger off after that one, I reckon. But we did have that on the run sheet, Turn, but I decided just to gloss over that one because...
don't worry. I was always going to bring it up myself. I'm not going 1 for 1 like that, picking 5 fights straight without bringing it up.
It's a good crack. I'll give him that.
Who wins the main card this week?
Go on.
Who's fighting and who wins the main fight?
Give us your tips now.
So the fight is Ankalaev versus Guskov. Guskov has come in as a late replacement because Khalil Roundtree has gone down with an injury. Ankalaev's a better fighter all around. Guskov's nothing to laugh at, but I just think he's coming in late notice. I don't know how much of a training camp he's had, what his prep's been. So it's going to be too hard to go against Ankalaev, who's a big, big boy for the light heavyweight division. So that's my tip for the main. And then, tune into Outback to Octagon if you want to get the other fights on the main card.
Beautiful, Jakey. Thanks very much for jumping on, mate.
Thanks, lads. Appreciate it.
Rightio. Well, the big tickler, we do have to give him his flowers. He did go 5 for 5 in the UFC. Not a bad way to tip off your new page,
Yeah,
hey?
100%.
Yeah.
The main fight that he's just previewed for us, I could not tell you who any of them three blokes were.
Good Gustav.
Uncle Aya or something like that.
Gustav, that's all I got. Yeah.
I never heard of any of them.
That's why we've brought him on, mate.
Yeah,
because
I think it's a wise decision that none of us are trying to go and do Octagon bloody
Did he say-
UFC.
you say Steve Irwin was
Oh,
fine.
mate, who would know?
An Aussie Steve Irwin. I was like, well,
Christ,
is
mate,
it against the Stingray?
He's doing a. Oh, you can't, you can't. I just call it what he said. He's
Because if it was, I know who I'm backing.
oh boy,
Sorry, Bobby.
oh boy.
Sorry, Bobby.
I was going to say something, but let's just move on to the island after that.
Forget Love Island. Everyone should watch Intern Island.
Rightio. We touched on it in the pre-show. The NFL season is only 6 weeks away.
It's bloody flying around, isn't it?
Do you know what that means?
Melbourne game.
The Melbourne game is only 6 weeks away.
It's our Super Bowl,
Our
mate.
Super Bowl. That keen. There's a lot of momentum building towards it. I know we've been starting to talk about it. There's been a lot more traction around it. They opened more tickets up today, which Jamie did a reel on. So there's more tickets available if you missed out, but wouldn't be surprised if they're sold out already.
They might be snuffled out, but look, feel free to shoot us a DM because I went on to actually find it. My partner got an email and she said, there's more tickets out. I was like, surely not. Sure enough, bunch more tickets were available. I went on to Ticketmaster to try and find it. I literally couldn't find it unless I had the link. So if you want the link, shoot us a message. We'll look after you.
That's it.
But yeah, no guarantees as anyway.
But yeah, rolling around very quickly. There's been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of content starting to come out. And I don't know if you saw this one, but the 49ers put up a reel about the excitement towards the Melbourne game. And there might be a big-headed bloke from Outback to Endzone feature on it.
And it's not either of us.
Well, neither of us have got a big melon. It's that big, stupid, Tui-looking prick. So when we went down a couple of weeks ago, we went and met a few of the Niners execs, made up a little Levi Stadium, the MCG's Levi Stadium down under, and that's got a little feature. So jump on and have a look at that because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very exciting.
But I'm not going to beat around the bush now. Now that we've got that out of the way, we obviously know it's the San Francisco 49ers versus the LA Rams. And there's a lot of talk early that the LA Rams are going to be the favourite to win the Super Bowl. They've just picked up mine and Adam's man, Myles Garrett, which hurt us so very much. They've got a stacked squad. But this week's Intern Island, I'm going 6 weeks into the future. And I'm on the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners beat the Rams week 1 in Australia.
He's gone bang, bang, 9 again.
Bang, bang, Niner gang, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. So a few little things I've factored into
Let's
this.
unpack it. Let's go.
Well, so from what we've found out, the Niners are coming over well and truly in advance. So they're going to have I think it's a week and a half, 2 weeks in Australia. So they'll get used to the climate, the conditions, the time zone.
To be fair, the climate is bugger all different.
Well, but that time of the year might be a little bit nicer. But the Rams, they come over Thursday.
Where? Do they really?
Thursday or Wednesday or
Okay.
something from what we found out. Come over, play, get on the plane straight away.
Right.
The Rams, they are not interested in coming to
Yeah.
Melbourne. They couldn't give a rat's toss bag about playing in Melbourne. They're coming in, going straight away. Whereas the Niners are going to come, they're going to soak up the Aussie atmosphere.
Go pat a few kangaroos.
Go pat a few
Have a few
kangaroos.
Melbourne coffees.
And I just think that there's been a lot of moving pieces in the off-season in both sides. But I just think it's time for the Niners to come out. They're going to put the Aussie pride after they've been in here for a little bit. And they're going to wipe the Rams like a dirty arse, I reckon.
How many points, Turn? You got to give me a points.
I shouldn't say wipe them like a dirty arse because it's going to be a field goal. It's going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to
so
be
they're
tight.
not getting wiped like a dirty
No,
ass.
it's going to be tight. I'm talking like a 17-20 game, 20 game, something along those lines. Tight. I don't think it's going to be too high scoring, but the atmosphere is going to be electric. It's going to be fantastic to be at, but you heard it here first.
Who's best on?
Niners. It's hard to go past CMC.
Yeah, I think if Niners get the win,
Yeah.
CMC runs it in twice. And,
Yeah, I reckon CMC runs the first one of the game in too. Yeah.
God, could you imagine that moment?
So there's your Intern Island this week. 6 weeks down the track, the Niners win, CMC runs the first one.
Now, I know what Adam's going to say when he listens to this. He's going to say, I'll let him off easy. But I think we've got to hold you accountable to the score, 17-20.
17-20.
And a Niners win.
Yep.
I think we can pay that. I think we can pay that for an island.
Yep.
Beautiful. Right. Love it. Our next guest term, we've got Darby on, who's running Outback to Football. And just quietly, this page is absolutely humming, mate.
Flying.
7 million views in the last 4 weeks. I tell you what, for a new page, it's not a bad crack, eh?
Madness.
Mate, we are so proud of the work you've been doing, and we're so lucky to have you on board. Celebrating his daughter's first birthday today, and he still made the time to jump on. Massive welcome to Darby.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Mate, we are, honestly, as we just said, page is absolutely flying. We'd love to know a little bit, mate, how'd you get into soccer?
Well, you see this mighty jersey that I'm wearing here. My granddad was a Scotsman from Glasgow, and he obviously loved the game. And then, sort of passed down through to me, and I love it. So that's really how I got into it, got involved, and I've loved it all my life.
I grew up with Darby. His old man and my old man are very good friends. And I remember whenever we'd go around and whatever, it was always talking about soccer and whatever. And back then I couldn't give 2 shits. I was like, let's talk about Aussie footy. But he's been a very proud soccer supporter since a wee lad.
Yeah, but soccer and FIFA, and then also footy. But I think that as a supporter, I think that soccer is definitely my favourite sport, I'd have to say.
So good, mate. So good. Well, it shows with Outback to Football, because the thing we noticed, Turn, he knows a bit about soccer. Me and Adam, absolute casuals. We're fans every 4 years, every time the World Cup comes around. But as soon as we got you involved, Darb, and as soon as you've taken the reins on this page, your knowledge is absolute shown, because you're putting some absolute banging reels out there that are getting 1 million views for fun, because you know what you're watching and you know what you're talking about. So, mate, it is absolutely great to see. Tell us a bit about who you support, mate. Who do you follow in the EPL, and what do we expect from Outback to Football as obviously we move past the World Cup?
Yeah, look, it helps being the World Cup. I sort of jumped on the back of the biggest competition in the world that brings eyes to, controversial things or whatever. So we've been lucky that the World Cup's on at this stage. But I think, looking forward to the future, we're just going to be covering the biggest competitions in the world. So that'd be Europe's top 5. And then obviously from a bit of a selfish perspective, I'm going to be doing a lot of Celtic stuff and Scottish Premier League stuff. And then whatever the big stories of the day, might be in the Russian Tier 3 of football for a match-fixing corruption or something like that. But just trying to cover most of the news that's getting around. But yeah, I think that's probably the way that we're going to go. And hopefully we can turn it into a few trips like you boys have done to the Super Bowl and the draft. So hopefully we can get a few trips over to Europe or even South America, anywhere to see the game. And yeah, I think that's probably where we want to try and take the page, ideally.
You're spot on with getting on at the right time with the World Cup, like being the biggest tournament in the world. But it's also the biggest sport in the world. It's the most played, the most viewed. It goes year round. There's so many different competitions. Like, it's hard to know people that don't know at least one soccer player, like, realistically, in this world that we live in. So it's one of them things, Darby, that you've got the world is your oyster with where you want to take it. Just want to sort of see, how's it been, you joining the Outback Sports community? How have you found it? How's it gone from being not posting a great deal to now all day, every day is content, trying to cram as much in as you can? How have you found that side of things?
Yeah, look, it's definitely been a challenge trying to, I suppose, you go from just looking at stuff on your phone to then and just watching it to see if you like it or whatever, you think something's funny or, it's something you can send along to your mates, to now actually going, oh, this would actually be a good reel or whatever, like this would make good content. So it's sort of changed the perspective of how you look at things. But it's been good. I've enjoyed it. I mean, I tore my ACL playing footy 3 months ago now, so I've been sitting at home doing bugger all for 3 months. So it's actually given me something to do, which is good. Other than looking after my daughter, of course. I think it's just looking at the game and looking at things on your phone or whatever with a different perspective and trying to find that content and, trying to find the next banger, as you boys say.
Absolutely love it, mate. We are so grateful to have you on board. Make sure you're following Outback to Football because I'm telling you, this page is going to the moon, mate. The amount of views that are coming in, absolutely incredible. And, mate, that's a testament to you, Dar. You're running it so well, mate. So thanks for joining us, making sure everyone follows that one. And, mate, we'll definitely be in touch with you on the podcast again to keep us up to date with a bit of soccer news, a bit of football news. So appreciate you joining the program, mate.
Sounds good, boys. Happy to come on anytime.
Well, that's Dar, mate, and he's absolutely killing it on our Back to Football. I know we've been hammering it on this podcast all week, but it's because he's doing so freaking well. I think already up to like 2,100 followers in literally the space of a month. So this page, mate, it might overtake us soon, not going to lie.
Yeah, well, he's got more following. It's a bigger game than just the American football, so we'll call it that anyway.
He's also a better looking rooster than all three of us put together, I reckon, old Dar.
Speak for yourself. I hear we're bringing back a favourite.
A fan favourite segment. Outcast from the Endzone. And my word, do we need it this week.
Have we got a stinger for this one?
Nah, the stinger maker hasn't been busy enough to make us
need to come up with a bit of Outcast, Hey Ya or something like that, I reckon.
Prestige worldwide.
No, get out of it.
Outcast, prestige with the boys.
What have you got for us?
That can't win a multi. The fucking Giants.
Oh,
I'm sick of these pricks. Good Lord. They are never going in a multi again.
They're outcast from the end zone. They're on the shit list.
Yeah, they won't be bet on. They won't be bet on. In saying that, little spoiler alert for later, we might back against them because they're an absolute rabble and their coach will be the next coach to be fired, as I said on Tuesday's podcast. But, mate, the stamp's down. They're off the plane. They are never going to be put in our multis again, the GWS Giants, because they're a freaking yo-yo.
Frauds.
Joke.
You look at, they've cost you 3 times now.
3 times.
3 strikes and you're out, they say in baseball. They've cost you against St Kilda.
Yep.
Which they should have won that one.
How'd they not beat St Kilda?
Then they beat Freo.
Just quietly, if we rewind, the week before they beat St Kilda, they smoked Melbourne by 50 points. How does that work?
Then they've gone St Kilda, been beaten there. Then they've gone and beat Freo when you've backed Freo. And then you've reversed the curse and the mighty Bombers have knocked them off.
And I don't believe the Bombers are good. There's no way the Bombers...
Well, they're not.
No.
So if you're going to dish
they don't even have Nate Caddy for half the game.
If you're going to dish that sort of shit up, you're on our shit list and you've been outcast from the end zone.
Never again. Never again. We're running out of teams to bet on.
They go and join Turkey as the other member that has been outcast from the end zone. So they're our 2 that have been banished.
Love it, mate. Love it.
Let's move on.
Without further ado, should we get into a bit of Garts Guarantee and Murph's multi?
Let's try and find some money.
Come on. I don't want to sing again next week, even though today was an absolute banger. You all know it.
Who's giving you the odds? Your dad?
Guarantee gamble responsibly.
No, don't gamble at all. Not on that shit.
Righto, mate. We're back again. This time of week comes around way too quickly.
Yep.
And you realise it's Wednesday. We obviously record on Wednesday, comes out Thursday. And all of a sudden, it gets the afternoon and you remember you have to slap something together.
Well, that being said, the couple of times where I've done the work and done the research...
It hasn't gone well.
But there's been a couple of times as well where I've gone to do a Thursday game because it's a Thursday release.
It's buggered us up,
I'm not really giving the listeners too much time to get on, so... Yeah, but anyway, mate, you can lead us away as you always do. Maybe we should change it up, actually. I'm going to go first.
All right, mate, you kick it off, please. First. I think I'm not going to lie, I reckon you kicked it off the week. We both won.
Well, I'm going to start it off because I've got cash.
Okay.
I've got cash for us.
You got a bit of cash to spend?
I'm staying with our code and I'm going with Aussie Rules Football again.
Okay.
Yeah, Aussie Rules Football again. And I'm just going games. That's all it is.
Straight bat?
Just straight bat.
Sometimes you've got to play the straight bat.
It's the straight bat, but there's some rough ones in there, Jamie.
Okay,
I'm not going all favourites.
It was the favourites that let us down last week.
First leg, Gold Coast versus Carlton. And I'm sorry to all my Blues fans, but I've got Gold Coast to win this.
Oh, I hope your missus doesn't listen to this.
I might be well, she nearly kicked me out of the house when I had a Paraguay flag tattoo. This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And the only reason, the only reason as to why When you go to the roulette table and it just goes red, 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 at some stage it has to be black. And at the moment, they've lost however many in a row. They have to win.
I actually really
They're due.
like
They
it.
just have to win.
They're more due than Stewie was in the third quarter of the 2008 grand final.
Carlton, they're going okay. They're fine. They're two teams that are sort of very similar, I think. At different spectrums, I suppose you could say. Carlton had their big losing streak, went on a big winning streak. Gold Coast are in their losing streak, so I reckon they snap it this weekend.
Game's in Melbourne, I believe.
Game is in Melbourne.
Okay.
Marvel Stadium.
Yeah.
Dimmer hates Marvel.
Blues been good.
They hate Marvel. Couldn't give a shit. They have to win. They have to make a statement and beat someone. So bad luck, Carlton. Moving on, we've got two very short price favourites here. I don't need to touch on them too much.
I just saw them on the whiteboard and I was very nervous which way you're going to go there.
Hawthorn beat the Dons.
Thank you.
Yep, that's pretty simple.
Copy. Next one.
Well done on your win last week. You're going to get belted this weekend. Dogs beat Tigs. They're the two worst.
Fair game.
They're the two worst teams in the competition. They're not winning. And then finally, North versus St Kilda.
What do we got here, Turn?
I'm going with North.
Okay.
So I'm going for the upset.
This
I'm
is
going
a
North.
big game. This
North
really solidify a wild card position.
North home game, and that is 100% why I'm going with it. They have to win this in order to be a wild card team. It's pretty much make or break for their season. The Saints, again, similar to Carlton versus Gold Coast, the Saints and North are very similar teams, and I just think North have got a better list. So give me North, multi that together for about $6.
Is that $6 odds?
About $6 odds.
Jeez, you've done all right there.
So I look for a bit of value, and I reckon I've found it.
I'm a bit nervous about probably the North Saints game. I really like your Gold Coast league because I think they are due. They're very due. But so that is a real dead even game. Max King back in. Just imagine Max King just tears the game apart. I don't think that'll happen though. But Saints have been a little bit hit and miss themselves. Like that, and so have North, to be honest. It is a real mixed bag of lollies under the roof there at Marvel. But yeah, I've got them at evens. But who's favourites in that game?
St Kilda favourite.
Okay.
Yeah. And short enough too. Okay. But I just see, I think North have got a better list. You look, I reckon O'Sullivan will go to Naz, who was kept quiet last week. They seem to lose a lot of structure, obviously with Sinclair not being there either.
Yeah.
Max King back forward, how's that going to look? You imagine Wilkie will go to Larkey, but I think they've got enough firepower up forward to kick a score. So, yeah.
Don't mind it, mate.
You reckon you're nervous, mate? I'm the one that's got to pick this shit every week. So, what have you got for us?
I'm more nervous about your missus saying that you've picked Gold Coast. But
got a lot of close friends at Carlton too. So,
oh, Bronco Benny, sorry, Bronco. This is what I've got this week, mate. And I'm going to start a couple similar games this week. Hawks versus Dons. I'm doing the Cardinals in. I'm putting my own team in Garts Guarantee.
I thought you were about to say the Cardinals in. You're going to say Essendon are going to win.
No, that is the real Cardinal sin. But the Cardinal sin of Garts Guarantee is I've already been banned from putting my girlfriend's team in Garts Guarantee. But I'm putting me plums on the line this week, and I've got the Hawks to win by 50 against the Dons. There's no way the Dons produce this 2 weeks in a row. Is Nate Caddy going to be playing? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're going to run all over them. We absolutely ran our dick off, as you like to say, against Richmond last week. I think we just go ×2. Will Day probably comes back in as well. That helps.
Yep.
If we don't win this by 50, we probably should not be taken seriously as a premiership contender this year. So Hawks are going to absolutely smoke it, and I hope we rest a few this week as well. I think we just say, hey, Joshy Battle, I know you just came back from your appendix, but let's just put you on ice this week because we don't really need you, and we're going to win by 100 anyway. Next leg. Oh, this one. We said the Giants are never going into Molesey again. And there's a reason for that. But I've got the Swans to beat the Giants over at NG Stadium. And as we've said, the Giants are an absolute yo-yo of a team, which I really do not like Turn. They genuinely could bounce back. But there's no fucking way you can lose to Essendon, the worst team in the comp, and go out the next week and beat the Swans, who are the second best team in the comp. Football doesn't work like that. If somehow the Giants win this week...
Tattoo bet?
No, I'm just going to say Garts Guarantee might be the end. It might be the end. we might have to pack her up because that is a genuine curse on football teams.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking way I'm getting a Giants tattoo on me or a Swans tattoo. None of that Sydney shit. All right, moving on to that. That's $1.55, by the way, for the Swans to win that.
Juicy.
Last leg. They were good to me last week, the Dogs. They were good to me. And after watching Richmond and Tom Lynch be the worst key forward that's ever stood on grass, there's no way the Dogs do not win convincingly. I'm not asking for a 50-point slogan. I'm asking for 35.5. Dogs minus 35.5. Surely. If they don't beat Richmond by that, then Zach Butters won't go to Bulldogs. He'd probably go to Richmond, honestly. So that's my odds. That's my bet.
What are your odds, sorry?
$4.
$4. Nice. Respectable.
Just
Respectable.
respectable.
Little bit nervous about the Sydney Derby there. It's like you say, the Giants could have every chance to bounce back and win this. I'm massive on Sydney. Like, I love the way Sydney play. I love the way they go about
Kerno's
it.
humming.
Yeah, I just think it's going to go one of two ways. It'll either be really close and the Giants will win, or Sydney will pump the shit out of them.
They can't. Not after losing to Essendon.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
But that's the thing, mate.
Something's wrong.
Who would know?
Oh, my Lord. I think Sydney's win. Sydney win by 80. $1.55. Am I looking at that right? Swans are paying $1.55 against a team that lost to the worst team in football in the last 20 years. NG Stadium, I went there for a bit of a side note, but I went there to the Hawks final last year, and that is a shithole of a stadium. They will never sponsor us because I'll never agree to it. NG Stadium. Anyway, mate, that sums up this week. I've got a good feeling about this week.
Yeah.
I feel like when we deliver a good song, we get rewarded.
Yeah, I like it.
And it was an absolute hummer tonight.
The punting gods are on our side this week.
They're with
fingers
us, mate.
crossed.
They are fully with us.
How's the weekend look for you, mate?
Back at footy, mate. I'm making the return.
This week.
Yeah, I can't say the back's feeling a whole lot better, but I did the math. I've really fucked up, mate. I thought if I played every game for the rest of the year, I'd play my 50th and last round.
Oh.
Did the math again. Guess what I end on?
49.
49.
Yeah.
49, but yeah, we'll see it out regardless. So coming back against Bungaree, playing at old Danny Frawley Oval, is it? Is that the one?
I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the Danny Frawley Pavilion or something.
Yeah,
like
Danny
that.
over. Good deck.
Good. Right, it's the best deck in the Central Highlands. I work with two blokes from Bungaree, two of my good mates too, and they try and give me shit about it, but it's definitely the best deck in the Central Highlands. It's unbelievable.
It's a beautiful deck. Do you know what's real bad? I've lost my footy boots over at Balan about 6 weeks ago.
That's not ideal.
And I've only got the long stops, and my long stops not on
you won't need them there.
They are like fucking devil's teeth, mate.
Big game for your club, both clubs, I suppose. It's a very finals relevant, top four relevant game. It's an arch rivals game.
In the real game, yeah.
In the real game. I do want to give a shout out, though, to friend of the show, Jared Clifford, who plays his 200th senior game.
Absolute star, Jerry.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Captain of the club.
Captain of the club, accountant of Outback Endzone.
Yeah.
Not that there's too much accounting to do, but
he's a great man. One of my very best friends. I'm in his wedding with Adam, so looking forward to that. But massive achievement for Jer, no hair. I'll be shooting across. We play Balan at Dunstown at the home of footy, so I'll be playing in the slop heat there. That's a pretty relevant game too for finals. I think we're fourth, they might be fifth, so it'll be an interesting game to shape up the finals picture, but pretty much finish that one. And I'll be shooting across the Bungaree to watch and
love it, mate.
Hopefully have a few beers with the no-haired man after you boys get a W.
Good man. Very happy for you, Jerry. Just a quick one. Your game, Bronco Benny, how many disposals?
I put it on him last week because we played Beaufort, who, again, we're not shitting on Beaufort, great people, but they're not travelling as well as they have in previous years. I put it on him and I said a pass mark for him was 50. Our assistant coach counted his possessions in the first quarter and reckoned he had 15, so times that by 4, that's a 60 piece.
That's Tommy Mitchell sort of territory there.
It'll be a tougher one this week. I don't know, because the conditions will be interesting. Tougher opponent. I'm going to give Bronco Benny 28 plus, and he's going to have 4 score involvements.
4 score involvements.
Yeah.
I like that. I will say this about Bronco is when we played you guys in first round, he was like he was in an ice skating ring. He was moving so gracefully. God, he moves well.
Someone asked on the weekend if that ball bloke plays seniors, and I was like, nah, probably still could, but
he could.
He's a very, very, very good twos footballer.
probably the best, I'd say, yeah.
Oh, well, we've also got a big ruckman that can compete with that argument too. But before we get stuck into twos local footy, we won't.
Yeah, we probably end the program right
Exactly,
there.
mate.
No Adam tonight. God, it was peaceful, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
Oh, we could get used to this, hey?
Yeah.
If he wants to take every Wednesday night off, wouldn't be mad. But in all seriousness, he was doing a speech at Respect Victoria tonight.
Doing great things.
So good man, good man. He'll be back next week, unfortunately, for the viewers. But yeah, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure you go and follow these new pages. Outback to Octagon, Outback to Football. Darby and Jake the Tickler are absolutely destroying it. They're killing it. So we're very excited to grow as a brand. We're excited for what's coming. 6 weeks turn to the Melbourne Super Bowl. Fingers crossed we're got a bit of behind the scenes access. Nothing too much to share there. Few big interviews coming.
Yeah.
Nothing too soon, but a few big ones.
And then also we've got some very exciting news about our next trip coming out soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that because, again, we need people to come along to it. It's going to be massive. It's our biggest trip yet. It's our best trip yet. So much excitement between the three of us around the Outback to Endzone camp. We want people to come. We want people to be a part of this experience. So keep your eyes out. If you know people that want to get on, get in the DMs. We'll let you know the details.
We're going November.
It's going to be one that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, we're going November. We need to start knowing now. We're going to start rolling out a bit more marketing, as they call it, for it. But we're going to have some of the best behind-the-scenes access that you couldn't dream of.
Yeah, 100%.
And like we've been blessed enough to get some of that over in the States. And geez, this trip is going to be massive. It is going to be huge. So happening November. Let us know. Shoot us a message. We always reply. One of the three of us always gets in there in the DM. So super stoked for this one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you around like a Rissel.
See you, Rissel.
Bye, Rissel.